were you?
When?
During the Great Depression.
Oh, do you have the years of the Great Depression? Do you remember them exactly?
It was 1930 to 1940.
Well, in 1930, I was 2 years old. And actually, we lived in a town, Galesburg. My father was a bookkeeper, but he lost his job and we had no money. And so he had to go back and live on the farm where he had grown up. And so I lived with my grandfather till I was 6 years old on their farm. And then somehow they got enough money to go, and we bought our own farm. So from 6 to 10, that's when we're talking about.
What did you eat?
We ate only the things we could grow in our garden and the meat of the animals that we had on our farm. It might be more interesting to see what we didn't eat. We never went to the store. We did not drink sweet pop. We had lots of milk and cottage cheese to eat. We had all the vegetables. We had to can them for winter. We could go to the garden and pick them all summer in the bottles. We had canned tomatoes and canned beans and canned corn all winter long. And we dug the potatoes in the fall.
What did you do for fun?
I read as soon as I was old enough to read. I've always been a reader. I read and I read and I read. But there was a big problem because we didn't have books and we didn't have money to buy books. My uncle had some books, but he was only interested in Western stories, so I grew up reading a lot of stories about cowboys and Native Americans and things like that. And we had kittens. We always had lots of kittens to play with. And you know, we didn't have electricity, so we went to bed as soon as it got dark. And we got up when it was light, so we didn't have a lot of playtime either. To get groceries, that we would take eggs in and trade the eggs for some sugar and coffee and things like that. But we would get sugar and flour. We did grind our own flour quite often, but if we could buy flour, we bought them in big sacks, this wide and this tall. We had a great big pottery jug, I don't know what to call it, that our flour was in. And then in sugar we had a jug about that big with a lid on it. And those were the things that we could buy with some money. And they also came in sacks. Before we poured them into the jug, they came in sacks. And the sacks were we could pick our flour up and find the pattern of the cloth that we liked. I learned to sew very early, and my mother sewed, and she made me dresses, and then I learned to make dresses and shorts and tops, and made all of that out of sugar and flour sacks.
The sacks were pretty patterns, but
they were very pretty.
Comfortable, not scratchy?
Not at all. They were cotton.
Oh.
100% cotton, very comfortable.
Okay.
Got all the questions?
Yes, that was all the questions.
So that's the end of the question.
That's true.
Yay!